You're volunteer leveling up all the time.
Amazing. Incredible.
So, welcome to Awesome Women in Digital Media. I hope that's the name of this because I don't remember and I can't read the print on the back of my badge because it's too small. My name is Tara Burton, and I'm going to very quickly remind everybody about NAMI. NAMI is the National Institute for Mental Illness, and we particularly are involved with the Georgia chapter for DragonCon. We are trying to raise money for them, and if us as fans raise $150,000, DragonCon will match up to $150,000. They actually raised it 25 over last year, and if there ever was a time where we should be talking about mental health, I think we're probably living in it. So if you need a QR code, it's going to be up here. Please pop up here. We don't have a bucket because digital people, we like to digitally play. So come up and do this later or go on the app or the website. We'll get you.
Actually, could we pass it around, pass the plate, right?
Charles doesn't. I don't have a plate to pass,
Well,
but you can
that's
pass.
the thing.
Oh,
were here
you were so
earlier,
much
you know
smarter
that.
than me.
Yeah. Teamwork.
I have not had alcohol or caffeine, and that was probably stupid.
I'm so sorry.
I know. What was I thinking? And I can't even say my favorite word because it's not 10 o'clock. So that was a reminder. So anyway, I'm Tara Burton. I'm going to let these lovely people introduce themselves. But as you're doing that, I want you to think of the word awesome. Choose one of the letters in it and tell us a word that describes you from awesome. And do you want to go first or last?
I don't care.
Go.
Hi, I am Shannon, also known as Spilled Tea on the Twitch and social medias. I am the host, producer, and editor of the horror podcast from the ESO network called Earth Station Boo, where we talk all things horror. And S would be for spooky. My birthday's Halloween, so it is my birthright.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Spooky.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ash Said Hi. I broadcast on Twitch under that name. I also create a lot of content that revolves around retro gaming. I am one of the two leaders for the Twitch Women's Guild. I also am a Twitch ambassador, and I do a lot of hosting and I do a lot of public speaking. And if I had to pick a word out of awesome, I would pick O for outgoing.
Rock on.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Jen. Other folks know me. A lot of folks know me as Little Bit. I am a co-host, producer, and editor of the DragonCon Report on the ESO network. I am also the curator and list maker for the DragonCon parties, meetups, and more group. And I have been a rockabilly commercial radio station DJ for almost 20 years.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Rock on.
And my word, I'm going to use the letter W, and I'm proudly saying weirdo.
Yeah.
I like it. Hello.
Thank you for
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that. You are a gem.
So he did mine this morning at 10 a.m. as well. So let's give a big shout out for
Thank
you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So hi, I'm Swan. I'm a Swan named Emily all across the internet. I am an artist and a streamer and a TTRPG player. I am the runner of the Doodle Crew, which is a bunch of different artists getting together and making that. All of those are on YouTube if you want to watch those. I am also part of the Airtime for Nonsense media network. So if you want to find our stuff, check out Airtime for Nonsense and all of that. And my word is E, and it's energetic.
Ooh. Good one.
Let's see here. So my name is Comfort Love. I'm half of Comfort and Adam. We make comics. We do the Uniques and Rainbow in the Dark and Kitty Gun. We did a how-to book for Random House called The Complete Guide to Self-Publishing Comics. Done lots of work for gaming with writing and art, and now I am doing a ton of work for other nonprofits, especially trying to get them to work together and actually communicate and make awesome stuff that will make them money and make people fall in love with democracy. Yay!
Yay!
Awesome. And I guess M is me, and I am the most. The most. I'm a lot, baby. So let's get this party started.
I love that. So my name is Tara Burton. I'm a professor of marketing at Kennesaw State University. I host what do I host? Oh Lord, being awesome. No, be awesome together. I don't know the name of my own show. That's where we are in this Dragon Con. Be awesome together with Charles McFall. I also do something called Geeks Meet Social. And my letter, because they stole my M, I'm gonna go for
no.
E for extrovert sometimes. So I am sometimes extroverted. We'll say that. So what I want to start off with, I want to really start off on the positive is, and we're gonna start down there. Hi, Comfort. Are you ready?
Hi, yeah. I'm
Okay.
ready anytime. I have sketches too that I have to do. So
Oh,
I might be drawing.
no, we all got to
So,
doodle while we talk.
That's right. That's right.
So, what have you done that you're most proud of, and why?
Oh my God, Sophie's choice. Like, honestly, like, because I haven't been able to finish the Uniques, which is like my big epic series, I think I'm the most proud of Rainbow in the Dark. And Rainbow in the Dark started coming out at a time where it was still hard to even have female leads, and they had queer characters. And we did it because we were like, well, Uniques was a harder sell. It was a superhero. It is a superhero story, and that was really hard, in around 2008 and stuff like that, because all of those movies had not come out yet. And so we're like, all right, we're going to do a different thing. It's going to be really cool, really fun, really short, really sellable. This is great. And everybody liked it and was like, this is awesome. But could you take out the gay stuff, and then could you also make the main character a boy? We said no. And I think that's one of the best things, that we ever did.
Rock on.
And I'm really, really proud of it. And honestly, being self-published has made me more money than I ever would have made going with the publisher. And so I think it helped me understand what I needed to do for my career.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Way to go.
I love it.
Way to
That's
go.
awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna do my runner up to it because I don't want to say it's the thing I'm most proud of after this weekend of Dragon Con. Yeah, so it's that our Loodle Crew stream that we ran on Friday night, our Art After Dark. We raised $1,600 for the charity this year. So I am so lucky that I have artists who are willing to come and draw art with me and perform like that. But I think the other part of that is I'm really proud of the Doodle Crew. It is a group of friends and artists and Comic-Con friends who are willing to come on and Twitch stream with me, and we've made 80 episodes, and that feels really, really, really good.
That's awesome.
Mine is not related to digital media, but regular media. I mentioned I'm a radio host. I'm proud to have kept roots music and bands that play upright bass and banjos, whether they're from America or overseas, on a commercial radio station, and not so they get the max amount of listeners. I'm proud that a commercial station is not so concerned about corporate ratings that they've let it stay on the air for over 20 years. So.
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to choose. I'm going to be honest here. I'm really proud of my career on what I'm doing on Twitch, because I get people that tell me all the time how much they're inspired by seeing like a woman of color in a space where I can be myself and have a platform. And honestly, there's a lot of times where I question my value in the digital space because we're always made to feel like we don't belong, or somebody knows more than us, or somebody's going to explain something over you or whatever. But the fact that I can do this and be unapologetically me is something that's really difficult to do. And I'm glad that I can show up and do it every day. And if I had to pick one other thing, I think the reason why I'm able to do these things is because I went through 4 years of college and I didn't miss a single day, and I graduated with a 3.8, and I'm really proud of that.
Yeah.
Should be.
You should be. You should be. I'm just proud that I'm doing this. Like, it's a constant, ever evolving journey, and I'm just at the beginning of mine. And so it's one of those deals of, I'm excited to see where I go, but one of the hardest things you can do is to just even start it.
Yep.
I mean, most podcast, like Mike Faber, who is one of the creators of the ESO network, he has said a number of times on a panel in this room that most podcasts don't even go past 6 episodes. So the fact that I have a year and a half of episodes, like, I'm just I'm like, yeah, I'm doing awesome because
Yeah.
I've done more than what most people do.
Yeah.
And so just starting, I think is something you should just be 110% proud of.
I think that's the hardest part sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just starting. So I'm most proud of the fact that when I started on digital media, I felt like a complete imposter because I was on a search engine optimization panel where I know just enough to get you in trouble. And that was years ago. And I was the only female on the panel. And matter of fact, this is one of the very few panels I've had this time where I'm not the only woman on it. So I'm still having that. That's not Charles's fault. That's in all of my places that I've been. But I'm really proud of the fact that I've gotten better at it. I'm honing my craft and still showing up. So I think what I want to go to next is, as a woman, there are times others doubt your ability because of your gender. How do you
Mhm.
overcome that? And what advice can you give people who are, for whatever, fill in the blank that others doubt them for?
So I do a horror podcast, and there are a lot of men who sit there and they're like, you don't like horror, blah 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 blah, and like they kind of like downplay my passion for it. And then I have to sit there and say, who do you think is the best Dracula? And they'll be like, oh, Bela Lugosi. I'm like, he said women are the ones who love horror. And just being able to like stand and knowing that it doesn't matter if they don't think a girl should like horror or not. I do. And nobody can take that away from me. I'm very thankful that my parents were those who encouraged me, who were like, oh, you like that? Go do it. Let's support you. And so I didn't have that reservation of like, should I? I don't know. I'm like, let my weird flag fly. I'm going to go do this. And it makes it so much easier to enjoy life when you're just like, no, I like what I like. Nobody can tell me anything different. If they don't like it, sucks to be them.
Yeah.
So, as a woman in the games industry, you can obviously tell that there's lots of people who want to tell me that they know more about the history of video games than I do.
Mhm.
Even though, like, if you look at my video game collection, the years that I've been playing and all of the experience I've had and the work that I've done in the games industry, you wouldn't know that by looking at me, but people just walk up to you and are like, oh, do you really know the history of like the release of the Nintendo? I'm like, yeah, you'd be surprised at what I've done. But regardless, um, it's unfortunate that we have to deal with that constantly. And if I were to give any advice, I would say, those things are going to happen. Um, and find a way to flip it, right? Find a way
Yeah.
to like give it, I don't want to say make it a teaching moment, but I would say like you kind of honestly sometimes have to, like,
Yeah.
definitely not in an aggressive way, but just show people why your value is like, they can't replace you. They
Yeah.
can't replace
Right.
you. They can't replace your voice. So I say show up and, like you said, get started.
Yeah.
You
get
know,
started.
that's such a huge thing. And it just think to yourself and remind yourself that you belong. And even though your brain wants to tell you you don't, because imposter syndrome can be,
Oh,
you
that's
know,
coming. Don't
it can
worry.
be a lot to deal with, but your brain is not always telling you the truth. So you belong, and just remember that.
So I grew up pretty shy. I was a bit of a tomboy, not very loud. I love to observe crowds and watch everything going on. Though, if you get me in a conversation about something I'm interested in, I won't shut up. But as you can kind of tell by the way I'm dressed or my tattoos, I like retro culture. I like makeup sometimes. I like to do my hair. I like to wear vintage clothes. And that's given a lot of people the impression that I'm a bit of a 50s housewife with tattoos, and it's far from the case. So I have learned to be loud in person, not argue with people back and forth in comments on the internet, but to speak up for myself in person and to defend
Mhm.
myself in person, or in some cases on my stream when I'm live on camera. And I think that's one of the most important things you can do, no matter what gender you are, is to learn to be loud for yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
No, I love that. I mean, off the top of my head, it's spite is a big thing that drives me and keeps me coming back to it.
Good old spite.
Good old spite. It really, boy, does it help sometimes. But I think it's also and I was very lucky to have very supportive parents. You know, when your kid says you want to go to art school, like that can go a couple of different ways. But so I had that, if you want to do something and you want to show up for this thing that you care a lot about, there's value in that and you deserve to be in that space. And I think reminding myself that this is a thing that I love, it's a thing I enjoy. I don't want to let anyone else live rent free in my head and steal that joy away from me. So if I need to dig down deep for the spite part to keep coming back to it, I come back to it at the end of all of it is because I love it and I want to do it. And I don't want someone else to take that from me.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, everybody's given great stories and stuff. And I will impart, you know, I could repeat a lot of those things, right? Because I've been doing this full time for years. Like I started 22 years ago being behind the table. It's a long time. And I bet we're a similar age, you remember.
Oh, I bet I'm older than you.
Okay, maybe
But
I'm
yes.
44,
57.
57.
50 next
But
month.
50 next month.
let's go.
So you guys remember, yeah, you remember what puns
Yes.
even were back in the day, incredibly different. And I remember, you know, throwing down with lots of guys, but with love, right? With love, because my goal was always not just to be like, with love, I know more than you. But secondly, it was to get them on my side. Now, I'm going to leave everybody with an interesting factoid here. So when I started, I would be the only woman a lot at shows.
Mm-hmm.
Look around you at this convention. It's amazing. Look around you. Go to any anime show, that's the realty on young artists and stuff like that. And even a show like Emerald City, mostly, at least in my field of comics and anime and stuff like that, it's mostly girls. By far and away. When I was teaching, when I was young, I'd have almost nothing but boys, and I'd have a girl, and I'd be like, oh my God, hello, my unique snowflake, come to me, let me take care of you, yay. And then I had to take a break in 2009. It was evenly split from teaching. I went back to teaching in 2015. I'm teaching college classes. Basically no boys in my college classes at all. Almost nothing. And so it changed for me then being like, hello, my young boy, come to me, my little snowflake. And this is because, you know, men who do own a space can be really shitty and stuff like that. But I will say, when women also can own a space, we can also be shitty.
Yeah.
And what I want everybody to always remember is that everybody's loved and everybody deserves a chance to do what they want to do and be what they want to be. And it's our job to make sure we bring everybody into this business to give them a better time than we had, because we're going to leave it in a better space than it ever was before.
Yeah.
I think that's the most beautiful thing about Dragon Con, because I've been coming for 35-ish years. And what Dragon Con looked like 35 years ago and what it looks like today, I'm a crier.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's
It's
it is.
great. It's great,
It's
but
so
it's hard not to cry
beautiful.
because it's great.
It's so beautiful because finally we have the diversity that we've been writing about.
That's right.
And that ability to lift each other up, because representation matters, and not tilting somebody's crown, but straightening somebody's crown.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of crown that is.
Beautiful.
So I
yeah.
also teach college, and I teach social media, and social media is ruled by women.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you walk into my classrooms, maybe a quarter of them are guys. And what I want to see is them move into management. And to do that, we have to keep lifting up. And so for me, that's the biggest thing.
Absolutely.
We already have questions. So if you have a question and you want to go stand in line, you can, but we'll be taking them throughout the rest of our time. But we have one from
the chat. And I apologize if I'm pronouncing this wrong. Fina Manon asks, what are the best ways men can support women and marginalized folks in digital media?
Awesome. I'm going to start here because I made you start last time. Do you want to go first?
Guess that's funny because Finn is my friend.
Oh,
So
Hi, Finn.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what men can do to support women, non-binary people, marginalized genders is when you see something happening, say something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing you can do, right? You see behavior that diminishes women and all of the, non-binary people, and if you see something happening that diminishes us, say something. And if you like you said, in a position of power, if you're a manager, if you're someplace at your job, or you're someplace at school or something, and there's we need people to speak up for us, because
Yeah.
when you can teach others and have these conversations, that's another thing I would say too, is have conversations. If you want to learn from somebody, have conversations. Like, don't be afraid. Like, hey, ask people, what are your pronouns? What, how do you want to be recognized? Like, having those open conversations makes people feel like they belong and that they matter. So
Yeah.
that's where I would start.
A little bit along the same lines, I would say learn, or at least try to look beyond somebody's appearances, what they're wearing, whether or not they're dressed up. Maybe somebody just likes being comfortable and not doing their hair, not doing their makeup. But if they're out there putting a product out, engage with them on their work, not by judging them on how they're presenting themselves to you.
I think the humility to know that there's always the chance that there's something you don't know, or you're going to misstep, and it's okay to keep learning. It's okay to keep learning and keep taking
Yep.
in new information. And as everything changes, that it is not in any way an attack on you for ignorance. It is only upsetting then if that ignorance continues to be willful. Like, I will still mess up. I still don't know it all. And so that same level of openness to learning and hearing feedback.
So what I would say, especially since like being a guy, I think is hard, and there's a lot of rules and social stigmas and all that kind of stuff that goes to it that we don't even sometimes acknowledge.
Yeah.
And so a lot of men and boys will only feel comfortable, even it's that comfort level with other men and boys and learning from them. So I ask men and boys who are doing some good goddamn work, be a mentor, be an example,
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
somebody that lifts up somebody else, because when you feel like you're supported and that you have a helping hand and that there are more like you and you're not alone, that's when we can have that real change. So be that person for somebody else, not just yourself.
I say it's the little things. Just pay attention. It's just the little things. Like you can tell, like, maybe it's your wife or your girlfriend or something like that, and you can just tell that she's had a bad day. Go get some takeout. Go get her favorite drink. Pop on her favorite movie, and just give her a good, relaxing night. Make it so that way she knows that she doesn't even have to say, "Hey, I've had a really rough day. Can we just like chill tonight?" Just take that initiative and just watch for the small things.
Be
It-
a caretaker yourself.
Yeah, because
Mm.
at the end of the day, that shows so much love and support that you don't even have to say anything else. It's just those like, "Hey, babe, I know you've had a really rough week. You know, I got you a massage. Go get a massage. I'll take you to lunch." Or even just plan a picnic. Even like it doesn't even have to be something big and fancy. It can just be something little, but it just shows that you're watching, you're paying attention. Um, that's some of the best support that anyone can give. Just being there and watching and listening.
I just want to say step up when nobody else is in the room. So in
Mhm.
terms of the person that they're putting down, step up when you're the one in the room that fits that room,
Yeah.
and don't be afraid to stand up to other people when you're amongst your own people.
Yep.
'Cause that really is where a lot of change can happen, I think. And be kind. Can we just say be kind?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
not that hard.
Hi.
Hi. So my question has to do a lot of modern discourse has been going on recently online about how women write women versus how men write women.
Mhm.
Do you have any tips or things to keep in mind, or things that men often forget when it comes to writing women to get them, like, try and uh, push towards, having the most correct
Yeah, awesome.
interpretation.
So, Comfort, I'm gonna guess since you write
I
comics,
do.
that we
I've
might,
got so many opinions.
we're gonna toss down to you, my friend.
Okay. So, when it comes to writing, here's what I see, and this is not just for writing. This is for all people. If you're not that person and you're writing these other characters, I want you to talk to somebody adjacent, right, to those other characters. Like, even when I think about writing Superman, right? Superman's an immigrant. I should probably talk to some immigrants, right? Because he is, on the one hand, yes, very, very American, but on the other hand, he comes from somewhere else. Speak to other people. Speak to women about their experiences. We're 50% of the population. I think 50% plus. There's a lot of us out there. If you don't have a lot of women friends or people that know women, that's a problem. That's a red flag right there. So find some women to chit chat with.
Yeah.
And I think through that, and even having some women editors, that's smart. I'm also going to say, since there's a lot of women in here, maybe do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because your men sometimes ain't men. They are, like, especially in BL. Oh boy, I'm stepping on a third rail. Here I go. Oh! They're women in skin suits, men's skin suits, right?
Mhm.
That's a rough one that I just said.
That was an
Now,
image
some-
you just put into our
yeah.
heads now.
Now sometimes, yes, they're right on, and I was like, this person knows gay men. Hello. But a lot of times, because we're more comfortable with it, we're writing these characters solely from our perspective. And to be respectful to the people whom we're writing about, I want everybody to go out and meet these people and try and understand them and their media that's written by them
Yes.
in a more 3D way, so that when you're writing about them, even too, I see a lot of white writers and stuff like that who are like, this is my character of color. I'm like, it is not. That is a white person. Again, playing as a person of color, because that person has a very different experience than you. Be aware and do your research and make friends with lots and lots and lots and lots of people, and you will do great writing. Yeah. Oh, boy, love.
What was the question?
What's BL?
Oh,
Boy, love.
We were
Yeah.
clarifying.
Boy, love, ladies. Gotta love it.
I'd
I'm
say-
I'm drawing boy. Well, I'm drawing gay boy love right now.
I'd say it's fun too in the flaws. Characters are fun because of their
Mhm.
flaws and their wants and their needs. And I am so excited when a character has so many different facets to them. They have different desires, they have different wants. That what's driving them, and I think it's giving whatever character you're writing that flushing out. It's giving them those different parts. So
Yes.
no one character is one thing. And even if you do start it as that, then maybe that's a running joke, and then the reveal of that is something far more complex. But it's being cognizant of, like, all of these different characters have all of these different components to them, and whether you like all the components or not, it's what makes them interesting.
Right, and doing that again, that being there with other people and hearing those other things is going to be the fertile ground that gives you the ideas. All right.
Hi.
Hi. Given the current exponential growth and visibility of just the digital ecosystem and AI and all of the things, what's the most important lesson that you've learned recently, maybe this year, that you've experienced as a woman who's trying to take the next step in their career, from like an individual contributor perspective to like maybe more of a management or organization type approach?
Show yourself grace. You're gonna mess up. That's okay.
Yeah.
You're human. That's what we do. But show yourself the grace that you are going to learn and you're going to move forward because you understand what you did wrong before. Or if you even if you don't be afraid to ask for help. but allow yourself that grace to be able to do that.
Mhm.
When you put more pressure on yourself and you sit there and you say, "Oh, you can't mess up. You can't like got to do it perfect." It then builds this expectation where nobody's going to be perfect and nobody's going to match that
Mhm.
no matter how hard you try. So give yourself the grace of knowing that you're going to mess up and that's going to be okay. Just make it a learning opportunity and to continue to move forward.
I needed that.
Thank you.
Learn to say no.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend is working really hard on me to not explain my no and not to apologize. And so own your power is what I'm trying to do this year. So no. Hi.
At an earlier panel that they had here, I was here and she talked about this.
Mhm.
If you don't have to explain your yes, you don't have to explain your no.
Yeah, I
That's
like
great
that.
advice.
So I think that the digital world is getting harder and harder and harder because of where we are, because social media groups are owning everything. Fucking sucks. My world for DeviantArt again, right? Or a good DeviantArt. Back in the day.
A good Tumblr.
A good Tumblr. Oh, my God. I love it too much. Okay. So it really does. It licks balls. There's no other way to put it. Whereas, dead internet theory is real, especially for AI. There's more AI bots out there than human beings on the internet now. Get ready. We've opened up a Pandora's box. We do not know what to do with it as a society, and it's pretty clear. So what I say to other people is don't wait for another hero. You're going to be your goddamn hero. You're
Yep.
going to do the
Yeah.
things that need to be done. Figuring out what that is going to be really, really hard, but you are going to take that bull by the horns because we all need that help. And unfortunately, I wish I could be like, oh, it's so nice, take that bubble bath, and yes. But we're all going to work, not just smarter, but in some ways, bummer, guys. We're in a place we're going to have to work fucking harder too. So let's get the job done.
I would
Amen.
say research. I'm not a little bit different. I actually deal with people who work in AI regulation and policy.
Ooh,
I got to interview somebody who's a guest here who works in creation of the policy as well. As somebody who has worked in all different forms of media for a very long time, I've been around since the creation of social media networks. Been on pretty much all of them. Go Friendster.
Wow.
Live 365, thank you.
Yeah. Research. When new programs come out, research them. Yes, find out who is the money behind them. Find out if there's a way for you yourself to take advantage of a new network ethically that works with your own personal ethics. If you decide to use AI, use it in what it is actually meant to be, which is a tool. It is not meant to be your voice. It is not meant to write a story for you. It is meant to help you organize some thoughts into getting a coherent idea formed. And also check out the AI, do research. If you're going to use AI, do research into the company whose AI you're using. If you're going to be on Facebook, as I'm sure many of us have all dealt with the do I stay on this platform. Surround yourself in the communities that fulfill you and help you. Don't stay part of the ones that are going to bring you down or consume you or make you doom scroll. Don't accept friend requests. Call your friend groups online to what's going to help you achieve your goals and keep you sane.
Yeah. No, it's my human support system, my actual, whether they are people I see socially in my hometown or they are my internet friends, like the actual real humans that I make content with and I share ideas with and I go to and express my frustrations with and I'm supported by. I am that much more grateful for my community in a time where when social media makes us feel very, very separated, it is that much harder to keep coming back to that focus and that uplift and the community that we've built. And a lot of the time I'd rather have that small group of people making really cool stuff than just a huge empty void. And so I keep coming back to that close group of people that I have.
Oh, there's a way to learn the bots too.
Yeah.
There's a way to learn what the
Yeah.
bots are and learn how to avoid them, or at least shut out the noise from them.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, I was.
I just wanted-
Yeah, no,
I
that's
didn't
okay.
want-
That's okay.
I
I
didn't- we may
understand if
have-
you want to sit down, though. You know.
Well, and you may have something that you started this year
Yeah.
that you want to.
I would have two things to say. The first thing is, I am very careful about what information I share on social media. Extremely, extremely careful about my digital footprint because I act and move as if everybody screenshots and records everything that I do. And the reason why I do that is because people are very fast to want to remind you if you've ever said or done anything out of step. But I think the second half of my advice goes a little bit to what you're saying with like
Yeah.
giving yourself grace and allowing yourself to make mistakes. Like, don't take what people say and do on social media that seriously. Like, I
Yeah.
put stuff out there and then I let it go, you know?
Gotta be Elsa.
Yeah.
Just let it go because whatever people want to think and do, that's not a reflection of me. What I control is a reflection of me, you know?
Yeah.
So as long as I do things with the best intent and to help others, I know I'm doing the best that I can.
Beautiful. Thank you all so much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thanks for the
Yeah.
question.
And thanks
Yeah.
for the panel appropriate shirt of Wonder Woman.
I have a lot of questions.
Don't
Yeah,
we
that-
all?
Mine specifically directed towards you. Could you tell me a little bit about Rainbow in the Dark and more specifically your experience with it, and also like how you were able to push through into the immensity that is a comic? Because I'm an artist myself. I love to make, or I want to make comics, but whenever I get into it, I start and then like it's like getting stuck into mud almost, or at least that's how it feels to me. It's like I'll get a page or two in and I'll just like I feel like I'm basically bleeding myself over a wheel trying to get the
All the pages.
Yeah.
and the
Yeah. I
sketches
feel like
and
part of it
yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I was interrupting you. So, no, word.
A part of it I think is also that I work like for being one person I put a lot like color and render every page is a lot of work for one
Yes.
person. But I just wanted to ask you because you're someone who's actually gone the distance and made these comics.
You bet. Oh, boy.
So what helped you do that?
Okay, so
It's a big
Huge.
question.
it's a huge
Yeah,
question.
narrowed it down just a little bit.
I say that. Okay, so I'm going to give you a couple things. Like I'm going to first say, drawing and stuff like that is hard as hell. And the first thing maybe to do right now, especially if you're doing your story, you don't have to do a full comic. Think about doing a light novel, right? A light novel, you can write your prose and then you can slot in some pictures, right? You know what I'm talking about? when I'm
Yeah,
talking
no,
about
that's
light
actually a
novel?
wonderful idea.
Yeah, cut down the amount of work, right, that you've got to do. Like, I like the idea for anything that you're creating. I want to chunk that out. Like, part of the reason that this is just for everybody, that everybody gets stuck in the mud for things, is that we treat art and writing and creation and podcast and all like that magic. It's magic. How do I do it? I just do it. I'm just amazing. Fucking bullshit. People up their
Yeah.
own goddamn asses. Let's
Okay.
go here.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
We're
Oh,
not-
sorry.
We're not
online,
past
aren't
10 yet. Don't get me in trouble.
we? We're sorry. Bring it back.
I
Bring it back.
mean, it's
Okay.
hard. I know. Trust
It's
me.
been a long set of days, but I got it. Teacher voice. Okay. Yeah. People like to pretend in part because they like to keep you out that it's magic, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's a lot of hard work.
Mhm.
The biggest thing that you have to do is learn how to plan. Even with your stories, I want you to think about your stories, dream about your stories, know what you want. And then the next thing you do is you find some people to talk to about your stories, get it out of your head and get it into your mouth and see what their feedback is. That's going to help tremendously, right?
Mhm.
Then I want to know what your arc is. This happens, this happens, this happens. The end, chunk it into chapters. Great. When we're getting to the art, really take that time to lay out your whole thing. Don't just do it page by page or single image by single image. If you lay it out, you've got a roadmap, whether it's writing, whether it is art, you can do this
Mhm.
if you get a sense of where you're going, and that takes planning. You can do it.
I think that that's really intelligent because a lot of people, including myself, want to keep the story to themselves until they're able to properly tell
That's
it.
right.
But that
No.
you just
Yeah.
bottle it up, and
Yeah.
I think sometimes the story is your life too.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, that also planning helps you get to the next place, even in your life.
Mhm.
So,
And
As-
as was said earlier, sometimes starting is the hardest part.
Yeah.
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 You just have to force yourself
But-
to start.
I'm gonna say this as somebody who's neurodivergent. Also, kind of part of like the show yourself grace. If you feel like you're grinding out the stone, take a step back and just spend 15 minutes on it. Like get to like a good stopping point. Like just spend 15 minutes, get to a stopping point, and then walk away and let
Mhm.
yourself relax again. Because if you keep going and going and going, you're gonna burn yourself out, and
Mhm.
it will tax some of your creativity.
Mhm.
But if you step back and give yourself that grace to like take some time for yourself, it's just gonna bloom. It's gonna come back in full force, and you're not gonna feel like you're bleeding for this project. You're gonna feel like you've actually like built something brick by brick that's gonna be stable.
Right.
Plus that
Yeah.
little bit, even 15 minutes a day is 15 more minutes than nothing.
It's
Oh,
huge.
yeah.
And it's that momentum.
yeah.
Even in a little bit of momentum, it's
Mhm.
easier to keep going.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just quick comment and then one more question, and I'll be
Yeah,
done.
actually, there's somebody behind you with a question, so make
Just
your
go
phone
behind
is
it.
that-
Two
people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we do. And I've only got 17 minutes, so
I don't
I'm
wanna-
so sorry.
I didn't want to cut the line or anything, but I just wanted to add on to what he was just saying there. There's a little bit of concern on sharing your story with others, especially because it's come in my situation. The people who's most willing to listen to your story are the ones that you may not want to share with because you have this feeling that they might steal something from you as opposed to
Yeah.
help you grow. The ones who sound like they're most wanting to hear more are the ones that you might feel, are they going to steal what I'm sharing?
And
the
don't
one-
share it with them.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
but then
listen
the
to your gut.
ones who you want to share with most don't seem to care about your dream.
I mean, so I think you need to find some of the other groups, and we
Yeah.
can talk about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Fine.
like, I think that's the thing is you've got to find that way to sometimes get over that worry, and to like, everybody feels like someone's gonna steal something, but it is even just so hard to get stories out there and stuff like that. We bottle it up forever, and then we never do it. Like that is a worry, but it's kind of a fallacy that
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
really happens that much at all.
And we all worry that the people we want to care aren't going to care, but there's ways to find your audience.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's just a matter of sharing what you care about and then keep talking about it because at some point, the people who like what you do will find you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to say sometimes the people who care about us that don't want to hear what we're doing are showing that they care about it by how they support it in ways that are not direct. So look for those small things that may have
Yeah.
nothing to do with it, but yet are allowing you to be able to do it.
I'm gonna say one more thing too. Like people like me and others on Patreon, like we do little like not just lessons. People come and tell me their story all the time, and I give feedback. That's just the thing that I do, but others do it too.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to tell your friend, find a professional.
And no one's going to tell your story like you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if someone, I mean, there's, as they say, there's no new stories. but your story that you have is unique to you. So even in
Right.
that worrying about someone steal it, no one is going to be able to say it like you do and how you have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have another question from chat.
Yay!
Again, apologies. Cause Jenna Khan.
no, oh, no,
asks-
we don't apologies.
Well, sorry. I mean, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Was there an awesome woman that inspired or mentored you to be awesome?
Ooh.
My mom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cheesy, but it's true.
I mean, there's just so many women that are inspirational, like Vampira, Elvira, and like the horror
Oh,
Satan. Like
yes.
both of them were like, nah, check it. Like I'm gonna do this. But just every time I turn around, there's another woman that I encounter that I'm just like, wow, if they can do this, why can't I? And so it's just everyday women that I see and I come across, I feel inspired by. So I think it's kind of cool to come across all these beautiful faces. Like there's a number of women on Twitch that I follow that I absolutely love, like this one over here. But but like it's really cool and it's a lot of fun to just come across these ladies who are just enjoying life and doing it up and speaking their truth. And so it's just every woman is an inspiration.
I'm going to say my bestie. Her name's Jennifer, and she just gets up and gets back on the horse. And that to me is so amazing. And she tries to, in her not so gentle ways, tries to make me a better person and reminds me that I am the epicenter of the universe. I'm not really, but I am.
I would say I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by so many powerful women in the streaming space, especially being a part of the Twitch Women's Guild. I'm constantly seeing like women speed runners break records, or like somebody that I admire a lot, Chelsea Bites, who's yeah, she's awesome.
She's awesome.
She's here at Dragon Con doing some
Chelsea's
really cool
awesome.
things.
She is.
But the first time I saw her on the front page of Twitch building computers and being an incredible computer engineer and showing us that, you know, Black women can be awesome on the internet and that I belong, that was a very pivotal moment for me. And for like a more superficial one, like I really freaking love women wrestlers in WWE.
Right?
Like
Rhea Ripley.
yeah,
Mhm.
Rhea Ripley is like Bianca
Mommy.
Belair. And you know why? Because their storylines are good. They freaking are awesome on stage. Like their presence and their like athleticism is like better.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so good. So I just want to say that.
Mhm.
Well, and they broke into a male space.
Yeah.
And it's not just their looks, it's like, you know, they're
Their
making
stories
their
are
own
hilarious.
costumes. Yeah, they're making their own costumes. They're like, you know, really doing like a lot of tough work. And it's just really cool. Yes.
Oh yeah.
That too.
The toughest work.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just, I think that's really cool.
I'm inspired by anything from female musicians, whether it's more well known like Janis Joplin or
Mhm.
Chrissy Hines from The Pretenders, to more regional artists like a lady named Marty Brahm, to costumers. More women stepping up in the maker space, making costumes out of resin and foam and doing all these wild things that even a few years ago we just didn't see a lot of in the space. So it's I get my creative juices get flowing from so many different avenues. But if I want to go like strictly social media, there's a creator who used to be with BuzzFeed in the early days. Her name's Sophia Nygaard.
I love
And
Sophia.
I have loved watching her transition from being a part of this web show called Ladylike, where they did a lot of kind of girly things, to now she has a channel with her husband, and they have done everything from trying to bake goofy things to making mecha lipstick to traveling the world and going to every 7-Eleven in Japan. So it's just,
That's a lot of
Or
stuff.
those
Yeah.
big,
That's
or those
cool.
big rubber boots that she
oh,
did.
yeah, I mean,
Oh.
it's just finding people that are quirky, kind of like me, gives me inspiration and gives me a little bit more bravery to be myself.
And I jokingly said my mom, but it is true because she has in my entire life never been anything but unapologetically her.
Oh,
And that
that's beautiful.
is such a subtle and cool thing. She is not,
Yeah.
she is the most non-technological person I know. So none of this is anything that she does, but she does exactly what she wants. She built her own life, and having that role model then lets me see it in so many other people. And it's being given that, like, oh no, you deserve to be in this space exactly as you are. And there is nothing better than that.
That's such a
Yeah.
huge
Mhm,
gift. Your
mhm.
mom
Yeah.
gave you a
Yeah,
great
she's
gift.
pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
I had honestly mostly male mentors. I was in the space of karate
Mhm.
back in the 90s and stuff like that, and transitioned to art. I'm into the world of comics, which when I was coming up, again, was the only girl most of the time. There really wasn't a lot of mentors. But what I do is I find a way to not just be comfortable, but invite any male mentor that wanted to mentor me. Hell, I'll take it. I don't care. The goal was, though, to be a mentor for other girls coming up. Again, that's talking about being the hero, that everybody needed. Even if you didn't quite have it yourself, you take on that role and you will get there. Fill in those spaces, even if you don't have somebody yet. Other people will have somebody because it's going to be you.
Yeah.
One quick last thing I want to say. The great sport of baseball has been around for over 120 years or more.
Mhm.
And finally this
Finally,
year,
yes.
there's
Yep.
a woman umpire for the
Oh,
first time ever.
Yay.
That's cool. And I
really-
think her first game was here in the Brave Stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very cool.
that's cool.
I think I wait for the day we no longer have to say that.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
Hi.
Just one really quick one. Where can I find Rainbow in the Dark?
You can find it right here at the convention at table 630. Otherwise, you can take a card, because that's what you do is you come, you bring your books, you bring your card. And if you want afterwards, I will show you how to do a pitch for your book.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Connections and community. Yeah.
So checking. Elaine, did we have another Twitch question? Or are we good? Okay. I thought you said 2 before, so I was just checking. At 2. Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So we started with awesome, and I'm going to circle back to that. When you saw the title of this panel and that you were on it, what did you think? What was the first thing that came to your mind? Was it imposter syndrome? Was it, heck yes, I should be on that panel? What was the first thing you thought? And Shannon, guess what?
I get to go first.
You get to go first.
Oh, they want me on the panel? like I kid you not. I was just like, oh, that's awesome. So yeah, I was excited, but it meant a lot because I was like, oh, they think I have something to say. That's cool. And so yeah.
And you have.
I was like, yeah, I'm getting recognized. No, I'm just kidding. No, I thought that was very cool. I feel I always want to say I'm always grateful. I never take it for granted that I even have a chance to be in the same space with people like you, all that are here with me. And I was like, I can't wait to meet everybody else that's going to be on this panel and hear what they have to say and talk to all of you afterwards. So I felt very, very grateful to be able to be here with you today.
So I got to be on the panel last year for my first time. Last year I had imposter syndrome and felt odd surrounded by the other women who had more accolades than me. But then, started listing off all the things I do and was like, okay, I've been really busy for 30 years. But, being added to it this year, it was a matter of you're part of the people who encouraged me to apply to be an attending pro this year.
Yes.
It was my first year applying to be a pro, even though I've been attending for 15 years, and I got accepted on my first year applying.
Yay!
So that just reinforced to me that I don't suck.
You do not suck.
No, I mean, so spoilers. I've seen this panel around for a number of years, and I think it's always a happiness of not only that it exists as a panel, but there keeps being feedback enough that it is brought back, and we get to
Yeah.
have that moment. And like you said, I am always grateful for a moment where I have a platform to say things that I think are important, and oftentimes then stumble through things that I'm not fully sure how I want to elaborate on. But I think there's value, and there is a lot of value in the experiences that I've gone through. And if that can help somebody else, then that makes me feel awesome.
Yeah.
It's good.
I was like, well, duh, because I'm awesome. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's the attitude though that I think we gotta have. And we're
Yeah.
always like the imposter syndrome and everything that's always there. Like honestly, the imposter syndrome gets my husband Adam, my beautiful husband who wears skirts and makeup and all that kind of stuff. He's gorgeous, but it gets him a lot more than me. I'm not gonna throw an F-bomb, but you can put one in your own mind. Bleep
Sugar
it,
plum fairies.
right?
Yeah.
You put in the work. That's when you know you got this. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's time and it's effort and it's passion. And when you know you're doing it, which means that you just keep on keeping on, I do not care what other people think. I know I'm good at what I do. I'm going to have confidence in what I do. And I'm going to get out there and say whatever the hell I want to because I can. And so can you.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time that I had very similar reaction to yours, and then I freaked out like, oh no, what? Why am I there? Not supposed to be there. And then I did what Jen did. I started listing what I do, and I'm like, oh crap, maybe I
Yeah.
do deserve to be there, and then maybe I deserve to moderate it, and that'll be okay too. So
Yeah.
straighten your own crown. That's what I'm going to tell you to do. So as we round down here, is there anybody who has a question before we round up? We got about 2 minutes left.
Yeah.
All right. We've had great questions tonight. So on the way out, of course, I'm going to ask you a question. Comfort, I'm starting with you. First off,
Alrighty.
I love the name so much.
But
Can I-
it's my given name. So I'm Comfort Love.
Darn
I got
it.
a sister named Jordan, a sister named Sunny. Yet my brother's name is Steve. So go figure.
That
He's
is
one
so
of the
cute.
heads of the Michigan psychiatric, state psychiatric hospitals. And so technically he's Dr. Love, which he loves.
Oh, that's amazing.
Nice.
We're going to sing a Kiss song now. And if you're old enough to know that, I love you. So tell us where they can find you. Wait, I'm not done. I know, because I'm going to end it with, what piece of advice would you give somebody? It doesn't even have to be a woman, but we're focusing on women because this is
Yeah.
awesome women. What piece of advice would you give to a young person or somebody who is starting over and to help them find themselves?
Okay. So first of all, I'll have cards. I have books. Where's my young person who loves it? You can just have a book.
Aww.
Thank you for all the questions.
Yay.
Yay. Okay. So, anyways, I'll have those things. Find me at Comfort and Adam everywhere, and you can also go to Comics and Pop Art Alley. I'm at table 630. Again, I'll give you cards. Bring your cards, everybody. I guess I'll just do that. Promote yourself. Like, you think that you're coming into this world to just do your art or just do your writing or just do your podcasting. No, you're not. You're a salesperson for the rest of your life, whether
It's
you like
true.
it or not. Sorry, but not sorry. So, get used to being like, hey, baby, I'm awesome, and here's why. You find a way to do it that doesn't feel too salesman-y, you'll get the hang of it. But you got to let people know we're not going to hide in our corners and be like, I hope somebody finds me, because they won't. Like I said, take that bull by the horns and let's move. Let's get out there and let's tell the world that you're great and you've got something great for them.
Okay, I'll go really quick. So I'm Swan. I'm a swan named Emily all across the internet. I'm promoting myself right now. I have a Kickstarter running. You can get some of my comic book art. So do that. Also check out Airtime for Nonsense. You can see all my projects.
What is your piece of advice, though?
do the thing, find small joy, and if art isn't your main career, still make art because art's amazing.
Everybody's
Good
creative.
advice.
Most places online, I'm Lil Bit Odd, LILBITODD. I have badge written up here for the DragonCon report. You can find me there. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Reddit. You can find me on Blue Sky. My piece of advice is I'll go towards people starting over. I've had to do that multiple times in my life. You're never too old to start over, and it's never too late to be the person you really want to be.
Yeah,
I like that.
that's a good one.
My name is Ash Said Hi. You can find me everywhere at Ash Said Hi on my website, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Threads, Blue Sky. I play retro games and I love talking about the Commodore Amiga and Super Nintendo and all that fun stuff. And my piece of advice is go for 90%. Always go for 90%. You know, perfection is something that's just going to tell you that you don't belong and that you're never going to be good enough to do whatever you need to do. But that's a lie. Just go for 90%.
I am Shannon or Spill Tea. You can find me on all the things at Spill Tea Wine Media Mind or at Earth Station Boo. I got some little goodies up here, so come grab some stuffs. My piece of advice is remember to speak kindly to yourself. So something that I personally do is I actually have words of affirmation I have on my bathroom mirror, and every morning when I'm like, all right, I need to kick this day's butt, I read those things and I say them to myself, and I say them until I believe them. Don't just sit there and like ramble them off and then like walk right out. If you're saying it and you don't think you believe what you're hearing, say it again until you do, because at the end of the day, it makes a massive difference on your mental health, and that's key to anything that you create.
I'm Tara Burton. You can find me at taraburton.com and Tara Burton all over the internet, because thank heavens nobody else has my name that could grab it first. So my thing is find a mentor. Find somebody, no matter what your age is, no matter where you're starting out, find yourself a mentor and find the people that will sponsor you and talk about you when you're not in the room. I love all of you. This is my last of 9 panels. Thank you for coming to the Digital Media Track. Don't forget to follow our Discord. We continue the conversation throughout the year. Thank you, guys.
Give a round of applause to the volunteers, though, because they work really hard.
And smile at Anthony.
Hello, smile. Oh, I didn't mean to be speaking in the microphone. Thank you, awesome women of digital media.